Welcome back to WWE Sphere, your ultimate destination for WWE analysis and storytelling. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we're diving deep into the most compelling stories in sports entertainment. Today, we're exploring one of the most emotionally charged moments in recent WWE history, Jade Cargill's championship pursuit that left fans on the edge of their seats. On September 26, 2025, the WWE Universe witnessed something that perfectly encapsulates the beautiful brutality of professional wrestling. Jade Cargill, the woman who calls herself that bitch, and has backed it up with an impressive resume, stepped into the ring with championship gold within her grasp. What followed was a masterclass in storytelling that reminded us why we fell in love with this business in the first place. On September 26, 2025, the WWE Universe witnessed something that perfectly encapsulates the beautiful brutality of professional wrestling. Jade Cargill, the woman who calls herself that bitch, and has backed it up with an impressive resume, stepped into the ring with championship gold within her grasp. What followed was a masterclass in storytelling that reminded us why we fell in love with this business in the first place. The stage was set for what many believed would be Cargill's coronation. After her triumphant return from injury earlier in the year and her recent Queen of the Ring tournament victory over Asuka, all signs pointed toward the Storm finally capturing WWE Gold on the main roster. The triple threat match format seemed tailor-made for her athletic prowess, 3 competitors, multiple opportunities to showcase her devastating power moves, and the chance to avoid being the one taking the pinfall. But wrestling, in all its unpredictable glory, had other plans. The match itself was a clinic in high-stakes championship wrestling. Tiffany Stratton, the defending WWE Women's Champion, entered as the calculating heel who had clawed her way to the top through cunning and opportunism. Nia Jax brought her years of experience and dominant physical presence, representing the old guard of WWE's women's division. And then there was Jade Cargill, the former AEW star who had conquered every challenge placed before her, now seeking to prove she belonged at the very top of WWE's mountain. From the opening bell, it was clear that this wasn't just about championship gold. This was about legacy, about proving ground, about the very soul of what it means to be a champion in world wrestling entertainment. Cargill's athleticism was on full display as she traded power moves with Jax and matched Stratton's technical prowess with her own unique blend of strength and agility. The chemistry between all 3 competitors was undeniable. Each woman brought something different to the table, creating a dynamic that elevated the match beyond simple athletic competition into the realm of storytelling artistry. Cargill's near falls weren't just moves executed for crowd reaction, they were emotional gut punches that made the audience truly believe, that this was finally her moment. And then came the ending that nobody saw coming, yet somehow felt inevitable in hindsight. Tiffany Stratton, in a moment of pure opportunistic brilliance, connected with the prettiest moonsault ever on Jade Cargill. The impact wasn't just physical, it was emotional, spiritual, devastating in ways that transcended the boundaries between performance and reality. As Stratton's hand was raised in victory, the camera caught something that no script could have manufactured: genuine disappointment etched across Cargill's face. Not the exaggerated expression of a performer playing a role, but the raw emotion of someone who had tasted victory only to have it slip through their fingers at the crucial moment. This wasn't just another match result. This was the continuation of a story that has been building since Cargill first stepped foot in a WWE ring. The former college basketball star turned wrestling phenomenon had conquered AEW, had overcome every obstacle placed in her path, had returned from injury stronger than ever, and yet, the WWE Championship continues to elude her grasp. The deeper narrative. What makes Jade Cargill's story so compelling isn't just her athletic ability or her impressive physical presence. It's the universal nature of her journey. She represents something that resonates with anyone who has ever chased a dream, who has ever felt like success was just within reach only to watch it slip away at the last moment. Her path to WWE wasn't traditional. Unlike many of her contemporaries who grew up dreaming of sports entertainment, Cargill came to wrestling later in life. She was a successful athlete in other fields first, bringing a unique perspective and set of skills that immediately set her apart. When she dominated AEW as their inaugural TBS champion, Going undefeated for over 500 days, it seemed like WWE gold was inevitable. But WWE is different. The politics are different, the competition is different, the pressure is different. Cargill has had to prove herself all over again, and each near miss feels more significant because of the weight of expectation that follows her. The Queen of the Ring victory earlier this year felt like a statement, not just to the WWE universe, but to management, to her peers, to anyone who questioned whether she could transition from AEW success to WWE stardom. The September 26th match also highlighted another crucial aspect of Cargill's story, the physical toll of her pursuit. Reports following the match indicated that she suffered a legitimate cut during the contest, adding a layer of real-world consequence to an already emotionally charged narrative. This isn't just about wins and losses in the scripted sense, it's about the very real physical price that competitors pay in pursuit of championship gold. Wrestling fans often talk about paying dues, and while Cargill's impressive resume speaks for itself, there's something to be said for the different type of dues one pays when chasing that first major championship in a new company. Every near fall, every close call, every match where victory slips away adds another layer to the story being told. The cut she sustained during the triple threat match wasn't just an occupational hazard, it was a visual representation of the sacrifices being made. Blood in professional wrestling has always carried symbolic weight, representing the literal and figurative cost of pursuing greatness. Tiffany Stratton's victory didn't just end Cargill's championship hopes for that night, it set in motion a series of events that will have lasting implications for the women's division. Stratton's successful defense earned her the right to face women's world champion Stephanie Vaquer for the Crown Jewel Championship, a match that could potentially unify or elevate the women's championship picture to new heights. For Cargill, the loss represents both an ending and a beginning. The ending of this particular championship chase, but the beginning of what could be an even more compelling redemption story. Some of the most memorable championship victories in wrestling history have come after heartbreaking defeats, after moments where the challenger was forced to go back to the drawing board and find something deeper within themselves. The beauty of professional wrestling lies in its ability to mirror real life while maintaining the larger-than-life spectacle that makes it unique. Cargill's story resonates because we've all experienced that moment where success feels guaranteed only to watch it slip away. We've all had to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and try again. The question now becomes, where does Jade Cargill go from here? Her resume speaks for itself: Queen of the Ring winner, former AEW TBS champion, one of the most athletically gifted performers on the entire roster. But in WWE, sometimes the most important quality isn't what you've already accomplished, but how you respond when things don't go according to plan. The great champions in WWE history aren't defined by their first opportunity, but by how they handle adversity. Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't become Stone Cold until he embraced his role as the everyman fighting against authority. The Rock didn't become the People's Champion until he learned to connect with the audience on an emotional level. John Cena didn't become the face of the company until he proved he could carry WWE through both triumph and controversy. Jade Cargill's moment will come. The talent is undeniable, the connection with the audience is real, and the story being told is too compelling to ignore. But perhaps the September 26th defeat was exactly what her character needed, not just a loss, but a moment of vulnerability that makes the eventual victory feel earned rather than inevitable. What we witnessed on September 26th wasn't just a wrestling match. It was a chapter in a larger story about perseverance, about the price of greatness, about the unpredictable nature of professional wrestling that keeps us coming back week after week. Jade Cargill's defeat was heartbreaking precisely because her victory would have been so satisfying. The best wrestling stories aren't about the predetermined outcomes, but about the emotional investment that makes us forget we're watching a performance. Cargill's story has reached that level, where wins and losses carry real emotional weight, where near falls genuinely make us believe, where defeats feel like personal setbacks rather than scripted entertainment. This is what makes WWE Sphere different from other wrestling content. We don't just recap matches, we explore the stories being told, the emotions being conveyed, the larger narratives that make professional wrestling more than just athletic competition. Jade Cargill's championship chase is far from over, and her story continues to evolve with each appearance. As we close this chapter on Jade Cargill's latest championship opportunity, we're reminded why we love this business. It's not just about the athletics or the spectacle, it's about the human stories being told, the dreams being chased, the hearts being broken and eventually healed through triumph. Jade Cargill's time will come. The storm will eventually break through, and when it does, the victory will mean more because of nights like September 26th. The defeats make the victories sweeter, the setbacks make the comebacks more meaningful, and the heartbreak makes the eventual joy more profound. That's a wrap on today's deep dive into Jade Cargill's championship chase. What do you think her next move should be? Where do you see her story going from here? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed our analysis, and don't forget to subscribe to WWE Sphere for more compelling wrestling stories and analysis. Until next time, keep watching, keep believing, and keep supporting the incredible athletes who put their bodies and hearts on the line for our entertainment.